Welcome to WB Mason Postgame Extra exclusively on SNY.TV. On Friday night, the Mets fell to the Diamondbacks in Phoenix 11-5. Mets were up 2-0 in the second inning, and then John Niese had an implosion. His throwing error led to a 6-run second inning for the Diamondbacks, and they never looked back.
Well, an inning where Jonathon gave up 5 hits and a walk. He walked in the run, Henry Blanco in the 8th spot with the bases loaded, and then gave up a base hit, Gary, to the pitcher, Josh Colementor, that drove in a run, and then the bleeder down the third base line that Niese should have just not thrown the first base. He threw it down the right field line. Bases were cleared. Runner advanced to third, and the next batter hit a sacrifice fly to get that run in. So 2 unearned runs in that inning, 6 total.
You know, that particular inning, you know, the throwing error was the one that set up the big inning for him. And, you know, I always look at a guy with that kind of stuff saying, you know, I wish he wouldn't have thrown the ball, because I would have rather seen him try to pitch through those next couple of hitters, and because he can be tough to hit. But you know, we got ourselves back in the game. We just couldn't hold him after that.
You know, I think everybody in the ballpark, including myself, knew that I shouldn't have threw that ball. But you know, just when you're in the heat of the moment, you know, when you're out there battling. You kind of tried, I just tried to force it when I shouldn't have. You know, just hindsight, you know, I wish I would have done a lot of things different.
But the Mets came back the next inning. David Wright hit a 3-run home run. His 16th of the season, made it 6-5. But from that point on, the Mets bats fell asleep the rest of the way, and Arizona just kept tacking on. Had a 3-run 7th that blew the game open, and a game where the Jonathon Niese, Gary, really didn't have it.
The fastball really didn't have much command of it, and you know, the curveball didn't have much command of it, and you know, I thought there was a few of them curveballs that I threw that were really good, and then they just took and spit on, probably because I didn't have much command of it. But that's what happens, you know, when you don't have your best stuff, you just got to battle, and you know, unfortunately for that second inning, just kind of game got away. There's
the nights where he really struggles, where, you know, he just cannot make the pitch he needs to make. You know, his curveball can be so dynamic, and if he doesn't get it over early, you know, a lot of times, you know, he puts it aside because he's afraid he's going to miss with it, and goes more to his fastball. And tonight he left some balls up and on the plate, and they got some good swings.
David did a good job of getting us back in that game with that home run, and you know, it was a 1-run game at that point, you know, and that was my mindset. It was, you know, at that point was, you know, just keep this team in the game. And you know, unfortunately they scored a couple of runs there after, and wasn't able to keep it real close.
Mets didn't get a hit for the last 5 innings against the Diamondbacks starter Josh Colementor in the bullpen, and so the Mets fall for the 13th time in their last 15 games. Now they'll try and get one on Saturday with Chris Young on the mound. That's an 8 o'clock start Eastern time on Saturday here in Phoenix. That game will be seen on Pix 11 at 8 o'clock. That'll do it for WB Mason Postgame Extra. Be sure to join us after every game for exclusive coverage on SNY.TV.